Good day everyone, hope you are well. Today we are going to have a look at task 5.11. This will be your first time where we are going to do the general ledger and then the trial balance. Right, so let's go through the activity. In task 4.12 we completed the cash receipts and the cash payment journals of Stewart Carpet Cleaners for December 2001. Now in task 5.11 we are required to open the ledger accounts given below with the balances totals on the 1st of December 2001. Post from the cash receipt and cash payments journal to the general ledger. Balance or total the accounts in the general ledger and then draw up a trial balance on the 31st of December 2001. Right, so they've given us here all of the accounts. Now it's very important to always look at the date. They've given us the balances on the 1st of December 2001 and we need to draw up the trial balance and do the general ledger for December 2001. So essentially the opening balances for December is given to us, so these will be our starting point. Before any transactions took place during December, this is what we had as values for these accounts. In other words, we had 50,000 Rand capital, we had 18,000 Rand in the bank, we had 60,000 Rand worth of vehicles, and drawings were equal to 10,000 Rand. Now, according to the type of accounts is how you will determine whether this is a debit or a credit. For example, we know that capital is minus plus, so plus in the credit side, so capital, this 50,000 will be a credit balance. A bank is an asset, therefore debit balance. Vehicle is also an asset, therefore debit balance. Drawings is an owner's equity account, but the signs for drawings is plus minus, therefore debit balance 10,000 Rand. Income is always a credit total and expenses is always a debit total. So fee income, interest income, credit total, and then consumable stores, insurance, cell phone, rent, and bank charges. All of those are expenses, therefore debit totals. Right, so what I've done is I did give you the memo for task 4.12. So you will see that this is the journals of Stewart Carpet Cleaners for December 2001, and we need the journals to complete the general ledger. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the whole general ledger and set up the trial balance with you in this video. During our lesson in class, what I've done is I took capital and I did the whole capital account. I did bank and I did the whole bank account, and I did that because of time constraints. So I'm going to do it a bit differently in the video just because I have a bit more time, and hopefully that will help to make a bit more sense of how the general ledger will work and also how the trial balance works. Now, the most important part of all of this work is always to look at your timeline. So once again, this is my opening balances. It's my balances 1st of December, right? So starting point. Then all of these transactions took place during December. Remember, what is a journal? It is a book. So essentially what we've done is we summarized transactions into the correct books or journals. Okay, you had two choices. Either you received money. If you received money, you recorded those transactions in your cash receipt journal, and if you paid money, you recorded those transactions in your cash payment journal. Right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put all of my opening balances and opening totals in my general ledger. What do I mean by opening balances and opening totals? When I work in my balance sheet account section, it will be my balances, and when I work in my nominal account section, we will talk about totals. Right, so let's quickly go and get all of my opening totals. Right, so I'll get everything right from here. Capital is 50,000 Rand. Let's go and put capital in the correct side. So what I've done, and normally we're not going to provide you with this in a test, we will provide you with the open general ledger. The only thing that I've added extra is the signs, and that's to help me, and I would like you guys to follow that example. Even till today, and I have much more experience than you, I still use the signs so I don't get confused. Right, so 50,000 Rand capital is minus plus. It will be a credit balance, same as the T accounts that we've always done according to debt and click. Right, so the failure for an opening balance will always be brought down. Okay, this is not a transaction, so normally details will be the contra account. In other words, if bank is being credited, where will I find my debit? Where do I need to go and have a look in which account? But since this is not a transaction, there is no contra account. Therefore, my details will be balance. This will be on the first day of December 2001. Okay, remember this is the date of the list of accounts they've provided. My opening balance on the 1st of December. Let's go and put the opening balance for bank. It's 18,000. Vehicles is 60,000. I'm going to put both of them in their separate accounts at once. Now bank is an asset, so that account will be a debit increase side. My opening balance will be a debit. Remember, opening balance failure is always brought it down. It's not a transaction, therefore there's no contra account, so I'm just going to say balance. Remember, balance is not an account. And my date will be 2001 December. Right, vehicles was 60,000. Opening failure is always brought it down. It's not a transaction, therefore balance. So no contra account. On the first day of December 2001. Now I can't remember drawings. Let's go and have a look. Right, so drawings is 10,000 Rand, and what's the signs for drawings? Plus, minus. So it will be a, now I forgot the amount, late night, 10,000 Rand. Okay, right, so 10,000 Rand. It's an opening balance, therefore brought down. Details will be balance. I'm going to repeat because it's not a transaction, and so there's no contra account. 1st of December 2001. Right, now very important, you need to concentrate. This for accounts is in my balance sheet account section. Remember, my balance sheet account section consists of my owner's equity accounts. Owner's equity accounts is only capital and drawings, your assets, and then your liabilities. Right, and then your nominal account sections will consist of your income accounts and your expenses accounts. Right, so nominal account section, the only thing that's going to differ this far, balance becomes total, but it works exactly the same way. Right, so fee income, 61,280,000 Rand. Right, so 61,280 Rand. My brought down will become brought forward, but works exactly the same. This is not a transaction, therefore my details will be total. There's no contra account, so I can't put a business account name in here. 1st of December 2001. Right, then next one will be my interest income. Interest income is also an income, therefore it will also go to my credit side. 220 Rand, brought forward, not a transaction, therefore no contra account. Details will be total. And my folio, or my date, sorry, will be the 1st of December 2001. Right, now consumable stores is an expense, so the signs will be plus, minus. Remember T accounts, dead and click. Right, so consumable stores, 3,300 Rand. 3,300 Rand debit side because it is an expense. 3,300 Rand brought forward, total first day 2001 December. Right, insurance 2,100 Rand, also an expense, 2,100 Rand. Folio brought forward, details will be total for the same reason. It's just a reminder of your opening balance. No contra account since it's not a transaction. 2001 and December. Right, cell phone 5,500. Right, so very importantly, this is not your physical phone, it is just your cell phone bill. Right, so 5,500 brought forward, total first day of December 2001. Rent, let's go and get rent. Rent is 12,000 and bank charges 600. I'm going to do both. Both of them are expenses, right? So rent 12,000 Rand. Folio, it is brought forward. Details is total first day of December 2001. Remember, bank charges was 600 Rand. Folio brought forward. Details total. And day will be the 1st of December 2001. Okay. Right, so we've put all of our opening balances in our balance sheet account section, and we've put all of our totals in our nominal account section in the correct sides. Right, so this is like, you should see each one of these accounts. For example, rent. This is a timeline. It's a story of what happened in that account, in my business, my rent business account, then in my bank charges business account. Each one of these accounts is like a small summary of what happened in that account during that specific month. So what we've just done, we put in all of our starting points, our opening balances and totals. Right, now we need to go to our journals. During December 2001, we received money in my CRJ and we paid money in the books of Stewart Carpet Cleaners for December 2001. Right, so the first account that we are going to complete is capital. Once again, that's my starting point, and then we can't pay capital, so I'm not even going to look at my cash payment journal, but I know we can receive capital from the owner. And if you look at your cash receipts journal, you will see that on the 26th we received money from Stewart, that's the owner. We received 25,000 Rand capital. So think about your T account. What side will you put capital? What side will it increase? Credit side. So 25,000 Rand. Okay, where did I get the information from? From my CRJ1. This is a transaction. Bank or capital is being credited. Where is my contra account? What's my contra account? It is bank. Tip in grade 8, all of your accounts except bank, your contra accounts will be bank. In bank, you will just have total receipts and total payments. Right, so this took place on the 26th, so we need to put that specific day in here. We've already filled in the year and the month, so I'm not going to fill that in again. Right, bank. Bank is a bit different than the other accounts, so listen to what I'm saying. Bank, we received a total of 68,020 Rand, and we paid a total of 61,180 Rand. So let's go and fill that in. We received a total of 68,020 Rand. Remember your T accounts, assets increase in the debit side. I got this information from my CRJ1, and this does have contra accounts. Let me explain. Bank is being debited. Where will I find my credit? Fee income, loan, capital, and interest. All of those is my credits. Okay, so I don't have enough space here to put in all of those accounts names, so I'm going to use a shortcut. I'm just going to say total receipts. You're only allowed to do this when we are working in our bank accounts. Okay, reason for that is we don't have enough space to put all of those accounts in here. And whenever you work with the total of a column, you need to use the very last day of the month. And the reason for that is to include all of the transactions that took place during the month. Right, so we're still in 2001 and December, so I'm not going to write that again. Then, to make money, we also need to spend some money. We spend a total of 61,180 Rand. So 61,180 Rand. Bank will be my credit. Remember, that's the side that my assets decreases. And then where will I find my debit? Will be consumable stores, wages, vehicles, insurance, and all of these accounts. Right, so once again, I don't have enough space to put all of my contra accounts in here. So for time being, I'm just going to say total. Guess what? Total payments. Right, so that's the total amount of money that I paid. I got the information out of my CPJ1. It does have contra accounts, but I can't fit them all in here. So I'm going to use a shortcut. Total payments. Last day of the month, the year, and the month has not been filled in here yet, so I will do that. Right, and that's it for bank. I will come back for the balancing. Vehicles, let's see if we have transactions with vehicles. In grade 8, we can't sell, we're not doing transactions where we sell vehicles, we only purchase more vehicles. So I'm not going to even look in my CRJ, I'm going to go straight to my CPJ. We bought more vehicles on the 5th of December from KZN Motors to the value of 45,000 Rand. So what side will my vehicles increase? It's an asset, so my debit side. 45,000 Rand. I got this information from my CPJ1. It does have a contra account. Vehicles is being debited. Where will you find your credit? In your bank account. So in other words, this 45,000 Rand forms part of that 61,180 Rand. I can also show you it in the journal. So do you see that vehicles is being debited here? My bank is being credited. 45,000 Rand forms part of the 61,180 Rand. Right, just want to get the date again. It took place on the 5th. So let's write the 5th in there. Right, drawings. We know that we can only pay drawings. We can't receive drawings by definition. So I'm not going to look in my CRJ. I'm going to go straight to my CPJ. I see drawings right here on the 11th and then on the 31st. The two separate amounts is 2,000 Rand and 1,000 Rand. So it took place on the 11th and the 31st. I'm going to write both of them in here. Drawings increases in my debit side. So 11th and 31st. My contra account for both of these transactions will be bank. Remember, drawings is being debited. Where will I find my credit? We will have to go and look in my bank account. I got these transactions from my CPJ1, both of them CPJ1, and the value of these transactions was 2,000 Rand and 1,000 Rand. Right, we're still in 2001 in December, so I'm not going to write those dates again. Yes. Right, so let's do our next transaction. Now we are going to do our income. I'm just going to take my fee income to the next page so we can see the whole account. Fee income. Let's go and see what amount of fee income we received during December. 13,000 Rand. Remember, it's a total of a column, therefore we will use the very last day of the month. Right, so I got this information from my Gr8. My contra account will be bank. Fee income is being credited. Where will I find my debit? In my bank account. Was a total of a column, so therefore 31st. Right, interest income. Interest income, I received a total of 20 Rand. Let's go and put it in, and that took place on the 31st. So interest income, 20 Rand, 31st, still same year and month. Contra account will be bank. Where did I get this information from? Gr8. Consumable stores is an expense, so I'm going to go to my CPJ. Remember, you can only pay expenses, you can't receive expenses, so I'm not going to look in my Gr8. Right, so consumable stores, a total of 1,050 Rand. So let's go and put that in consumables. 1,050 Rand. I got it from my CPJ1. Contra account will be bank. And that it's a total of a, no, it's not a total of a column, but by accident the date is the last day of the month, 31st. Right, insurance, let's go and have a look. I can see that we paid for insurance right here, 600 Rand on the 9th. 600 Rand on the 9th. Let's go and put it in insurance. Insurance is an expense, so debit side. 600 Rand on the 9th. Details, my contra account will be bank. Since it's a transaction, we do have a contra account. I got it from my CPJ1, and we're still in the same month and year. Right, cell phone. Let's have a look. Cell phone right here on the 14th to 3,200 Rand. Right, so 3,200. Let's go and put that in my cell phone account. 3,200 Rand. I got it from my CPJ1. My contra account will be bank. I forgot my date, so let's just quickly go and double check my date. Cell phone, it took place on the 14th. Right, so 14th. Rent, let's go and have a look. Rent expense. We paid rent right here on the 30th. A total of 1,500 Rand. Let's go and put it in. So 1,500 on the 30th. 1,500 on the 30th. Still an expense, so debit side. Contra account will be bank since it's a transaction. I actually do have a contra account. CPJ1, that's where I got my information. Right, then bank charges. Let's go and have a look if we have any bank charges. So bank charges right here, 230 Rand. Let's go and put that in my general ledger, 230 Rand. I got it from my CPJ1. My details will be bank. Once again, I forgot to check the date, so bank on the 31st by incident, last day of the month. Right, so we have put all of the transactions that took place during the current month, well, most of them, in the accounts that had opening balances. But unfortunately, there are some accounts which we haven't done yet. It's the accounts that we transacted with the first time during December 2001. In other words, they did not have opening balances. If you have a look at your journal, or let me show you from the beginning, these accounts that you can see here are the only accounts that have opening balances. But for example, for the first time we will work with a loan account on the 4th of December. So we didn't do that account yet, so I quickly need to put that in. And then in my CPJ we have not done the repairs account yet, and we did also, yeah, just that one, repairs. So we will quickly have to add that. So let's quickly add it then. Remember, normally your order of your balance sheet account section would be your owner's equity accounts first, assets second, and then your liabilities lastly. I see drawings here is not on top of capital, but normally that is the way that you will do it. I'm going to use a shortcut. I'm going to copy paste my drawings and then I will clean it out to do my loan account. So quickly bear with me. The account name is Loan LL Lenders. So let's quickly put that in. Loan LL Lenders. Remember the signs for loan, it is minus plus. Okay, so I'm just going to empty this so we can start from the beginning and also on a new page preferably. Right, so clean slate. Now we don't have an opening balance. We transacted with the loan account or in the loan account for the first time on the 4th, 30,000 Rand. So what happened is I borrowed 30,000 Rand and my loan, my liabilities increased by 30,000 Rand. I got this information out of my CRJ1 and my contra account will be bank. In other words, my loan account is being credited and bank is being debited. So the 30,000 Rand loan that I received, I'm going to put it in my bank. December 2001. Then in my CPJ, I started repaying that loan a bit later in the same month, 1,250 Rand. So let's quickly go and put that in. 1,250 Rand on the 29th. So on the 29th, we paid back 1,250 Rand. I got that information from my CPJ1. My contra account will be bank and my date will be 2001 and December. Right, so that is it for loan. Now let's quickly do our repairs account as well. Repairs. We transacted with our repairs account for the first time on the 19th and it is 1,700 Rand. So repairs, I'm going to add it to my other expenses, my very last expense account. So after bank charges, I'm going to put it right here. Once again, I'm quickly going to copy paste my previous general ledger account to make it a bit easier for myself. Right, so it is repairs. Remember what type of account it is. It is an expense account and the signs will be plus minus. The amount was 1,700 Rand. It took place on the 19th. My contra account will be bank. So repairs is being debited. Where will I find my credit? In my bank account. Got the information from my CPJ1 and my date is 2001 and December. There you go. Right, now we're going to do the balancing and totaling, and then at the end we're going to do our trial balance. Right, so we have two more accounts which I missed that we need to put in. Wages and interest on loan. Both of them our expense accounts, so I'm going to add them right at the bottom with the other expense accounts. So I did already copy repairs. I'm just going to paste 2 more of the same accounts and then change their names. Right, so both of them are expense accounts, so the signs will remain the same. Right, so wages, and interest on loan, also an expense account. They both are going to be super easy because, well, first time that we transact with them, but also since it's expenses, it will be the same side. Right, so my total of my wages is 3,200 Rand, and my interest on my loan is 450 Rand. Let's go and put both of them in at the same time quickly. So wages, 3,200 Rand. I got the information from my CPJ1. My details will be bank. My date, because it's a total of a column, will be the 31st, 2001 and December. Interest on loan was 450 Rand. I got it from my CPJ1. My contra account will be bank. And this took place on the 28th, 2001, December. Right, now we need to do the balancing and the totaling. So hopefully this will be a bit easier for you now, since that we did all of the steps for each and every account first before we're going to do the balancing. Right, so let's start with our first account, capital. First of all, you need to decide, is my debit side or my credit side the largest? We can see that our credit side this time around is the largest, so we're going to total our credit side. Then we're going to write the total both sides, 75,000 Rand, and we are going to calculate how much do I need to get to 75,000 Rand. In other words, by how much is my credit side larger than my debit side? 75,000 Rand. Then a silly way to help you remember, we just did a calculation. Calculation starts with a C, therefore your folio will be CD. This is not a transaction, it's only a calculation of the difference between the two sides. It's balance. Then you will always do the calculation, the C part, on the very last day of the month, and we're currently in December 2001. Right, so our new opening balance for the first day of the next month, we already calculated it right here, 75,000 Rand. New opening balance, remember the folio for an opening balance is always brought down, and it's not a transaction, so my details will just be balance. There's no contra account for the first day, 2002 January. And then in January we will also receive some money, and then we will pay some money, and then we will have a new opening balance 1st of February, and you will do that for the whole year. Right, so we are done in capital. Let's quickly do bank. Right, so debit or credit side, what side's the largest amount? So bank, I can see my debit side will equal 86,020 Rand. Right, our total both sides, 86,020 Rand. How much do I need to get from 61,180 Rand to 86,020 Rand? You will need 24,840 Rand. Once again, we did a calculation, so therefore CD. It's not a transaction, so there's no contra account, therefore I'm just going to say balance. We always do this the very last day of the month. We're already on the last day, so I'm not going to write it again. My new opening balance will be 24,840 Rand, and it's an opening balance. My folio is always brought down. It's not a transaction, therefore my details will just be balance on the first day of 2002 January. There you go. Vehicles, one side is completely empty, so this is easy. I can see my debit side is going to be larger than my credit side by 105,000 Rand. Let's write our larger total both sides. How much do I need to get from 0 to 105,000? 105,000. Hard calculation, but it's a calculation, so therefore CD. Details will be balance on the last day. Remember, calculations always done in the last day of the month, and then my new opening balance will be 105,000 Rand. Opening balances folio is always brought down. Your details will be balance on the first day of the very next month, which is 2002 and January. Right, then drawings. I can once again see my debit side is going to be the larger side, 13,000 Rand. Let's write the total both sides. 13,000 Rand. How much do I need to get from 0 to 13,000 Rand? 13,000 Rand. It was a calculation, therefore CD carried down. Balance, remember, it's just a reminder of the difference between the two sides, so it's not a transaction, therefore no contra account. Last day of the month, my new opening balance will be 13,000 Rand. Opening balance folio always brought it down, and my details will be balance on the first day of the next month, which is 2002 January. Right, so loan. I can see that my credit side is going to be my largest side. So let's total. Remember, one thing, this is not the first time that it happens. All of the other accounts, my smaller side had an opening line for me to do my calculation. This time around, we don't. So we need to leave one line open and then write our larger total, which is 30,000 Rand. I'm just going to put it in bold for you so you can see that it's a total 30,000 Rand. We're going to write our larger total both sides. Then how much do I need to get from 1,250 Rand to 30,000 Rand? We will need 28,750 Rand. That was a calculation, therefore carried down. Details balance last day of the month, and we still in the same month, so I'm not going to write it again. And then my new opening balance, 28,750 Rand. Just going to unbold because it's not a total. Right, my folio will be brought down. Details will be balance first day of the next month. Right, so first day of January 2002, we still owe LL lenders 28,750 Rand. Right, so let's quickly do our nominal account section. So you need to remember that our nominal account section just put that in the middle. Right, so this nominal account section will work a bit different. So there's a shortcut. In grade 8, you're always going to use this shortcut. If your one side is empty, you are allowed to only do this to total. So fee income 74,280 Rand. There we are done because the one side is empty. Interest income, one side is completely empty. Therefore, we are allowed to only total. There we are done. Consumable stores, one side is completely empty. So one side we are allowed to only total 4,350 Rand. Then insurance, one side's completely open, so we are allowed to only total. Cell phone, one side's completely empty, so we are allowed to only total. So there we go. Rent expense, one side's completely empty, so we are allowed to only total. Same with bank charges, 830 Rand. And then repairs, very easy, 1,700 Rand. One side's completely empty, so done. Right, wages, one side's completely empty, so just total and we are done. And then interest on loan, one side's completely empty, so we can total and done. That was easy. Hope you guys felt it was easy as well. Right, and then last but not least, our trial balance of as at 31st of December 2001. So I left it empty so you can see what I'm going to fill in, but this is how we're going to start. First of all, we are always going to do our balance sheet accounts section first. Okay, we will have a small place for folio, and then we will have debit and credit. Right, so let's go and get our balances. So remember, the last or the closing balance of 1 month will be equal to your opening balance of your next month. So you will see 75,000 Rand is my new opening balance for the 1st of January, but my opening balance is equal to my closing balance of my previous month. So 75,000 Rand will be my balance for my capital account. What did I do now? Let me just quickly fix this mistake. Right, I'm back. I fixed my mistake, but our first account that we're going to do is capital. Let's quickly go and get the balance for capital. So the balance for capital was 75,000 Rand. Let's go and put that in our trial balance. Credit side, remember, always keep it the same as what your balance will be in your general ledger. Second account was bank, if I remember correctly. Bank, 24,840 Rand. So let's go and put that in the debit side in our general ledger. Remember, same side as what you did in your general ledger. This is just a summary of your general ledger. Right, so next account. After bank, it is vehicles of 105,000 Rand. Remember, it's an asset, debit side, so vehicles. The next one after vehicles, if I remember, it was drawings. So drawings, 13,000 debit side. You're going to do this for each and every well, basically for all of your accounts. Right, and then our loan account. Loan, 28,750 Rand. I'll name this. Right. Then we are going to do our nominal accounts section. I'm just going to put the sections in bold so you can see what's the headings, so you don't get confused. Right, so let's quickly do that. It's going to work exactly the same. Right, so fee income 280 rand. Let's go and put it in. Remember, income will always go to your credit side, and then a second one was your interest income, and the amount was 240 rand. Credit side. Next was our consumable stores, which is an expense, and the amount was 4,350 rand. Remember, expenses will be debit side. Next of was our insurance. Almost done, hang in there. Right, so insurance, and the total for your insurance was 2,700 rand. After insurance, we had our cell phone expenses, which totaled 8,700 rand. Remember, still expenses, so debit side, according to Dead and Click, remember? And our general ledger, which is based on Dead and Click. Then rent expense 13,500. Then bank charges 830 rand. And after bank charges, we had repairs of 1,700 rand. And after repairs, we had wages. The total of wages was 3,200. And then we had interest on loan, and that amount was 450 rand. Right, so now because every debit has a credit, our debit and our credit side, if you total it, should be equal. If it's not equal, then you made a mistake somewhere and you need to go back. But if you total it, you should get 178,270 rand in your debit side, and if you total your credit side, you should get the same. And because the two sides are equal, we know that we've done it correctly. I'm going to show you one last thing and then we are done. In the order that your accounts is in your general ledger and your trial balance, you will name them. You'll give them like an ID. So the folio B1, in other words, balance account or balance sheet account section, account number 1, 2, 3, 4, and B5. And then you will do the same in your nominal account section, but it will be N for nominal account section, obviously. N1, N2, There you go. I hope it makes sense and that you found it easy. Please watch the video again if it didn't make sense, and please come and ask questions. Have a very good day. Thank you for watching.